Morning, afternoon, evening people, welcome back to the channel. It's your first time here, I'm Tony, this is Teddy. In today's video I'm going to show you how I grew these tomatoes from start to finish. In a minute I'm going to show you the tomatoes. We're going to harvest some, but first off let me show you how I got these going and potted them on to get them nice and strong before planting them out. So today I'm going to show you the trick I use to get really strong tomato plants. Now the reason we only fill the cup halfway is because we want a nice long stalk and space to put more soil. So if you look at the stalk on that tomato, you will see tiny hairs. Now those tiny hairs, if put into compost, will take root. What will happen is all those hairs will form roots and will end up with one nice big root ball filling that entire cup. So let me show you. So that's a tomato plant. This is one of the bigger ones. All we're going to do is take a handful of compost and just gently surround that stalk with compost. And press it down and keep going till the majority of that stalk is now below the compost. Okay, so I've been ahead and done that with all my tomatoes now, apart from a couple. What you'll find is you'll have some tiny plants that you can't really do it with yet. All we're going to do is we're just going to leave that in the pot. When that gets up here, we'll do the same with those. At the moment, my tomatoes are indoors on the windowsill. I'm going to keep them up on the windowsill till mid-April, and then move to the polytunnel. We'll plant them out in the polytunnel. Okay, so that's how I've got the tomato plants nice and strong, really strong root ball, and then when they're really substantial plants, beginning of April, I planted them out in the polytunnel. Here's how I did that. Now these are the tomatoes that we're planting out today. 12 plants, some of them are Crimson Crush, and some of them are a beefsteak tomato. Now they were planted on the 6th of March as seed. I was a bit late to the party. I usually like to plant my tomato seeds in February. However, it's not a biggie. You can see they're doing good. So, today is the 18th of April today. 18th of April. Just for context, depending on when you're watching the video. So yeah, 6th of March, seeds went in. 18th of April, ready to go in the polytunnel. So I'll show you the area now where we're planting them, and I'm going to show you how we're going to prepare the bed for these tomatoes. Okay, so the tomatoes are going along here. So the first thing now I'm going to do this bed, so I'm going to weed it, and then I'm going to dress it with 12-month-old rotted cow manure. So you see this compost heap here, this is all 12-month-old cow manure. We'll get a few shovels of this, dress the bed with that. So yeah, let's crack on. Give you a close look at this cow manure. Look at that worm activity in there. This is absolutely excellent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a rake, get another bucket full, take a rake, and we're going to spread this out. So tomatoes are a heavy feeder, so well rotted horse manure, cow manure, if you haven't got access to that, good compost. You can buy it especially for tomatoes, however I don't know if there's that much difference. Just decent compost. We're also going to be using a bit of bloodfish and bone, but I'll show you in a minute how we're going to apply that. Okay, so I've got the bed dressed with the cow manure, we're going to get the tomatoes in. The tomatoes should be 18 inches spacing between them. I don't know we're going to achieve that, so we've got quite a lot of tomato plants for quite a small area. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to space them as best as I can. Now these tomatoes should have a nice strong root system. You see all the hairs on this tomato plant. All those hairs, if buried beneath the soil, will take root. So what we've done is we've filled this full of soil, got ourselves a nice strong root system. As you can see. But what we are going to do, as you can see those hairs there, see all those hairs, they all take root. So we're going to plant this nice and deep. We're going to plant it down to about, we'll take the 2 leaves off. We're going to plant it about this depth. And not only this root ball, all this will take root also. We've got beautifully strong tomato plants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these out in the bed, work out my spacings, dig some holes, and we'll get them planted. Obviously we're going to also additionally add blood, fish and bone. Let's got the tomatoes out now roughly where they're going to go. I'm going to put them in the middle of the bed. So the next thing's then dig our holes. The first one we're going to plant is this one that I've just showed you, which is here. So what we're going to do first of all, just get a nice hole dug. As I mentioned, we want to bury them, dig nice and deep, because we want all those hairs below the surface of the soil. Let's go for this kind of size. I think that's okay. Into there then, got a nice handful of blood, fish and bone. Now don't be shy, this will pay for itself with a nice tomato harvest. And in there, I'm going to backfill that, push them in nice and firm. As you can see, we've got a lot of that stalk below the surface of the soil. I've also backfilled it with soil and cow manure. So that tomato plant's going to have lots and lots of nutrition now. Just show you again now with one more plant. Nice deep hole, deep enough to get plenty of that stalk below the surface. Don't be shy with the BFB. Look at the nice strong root system on that tomato. Okay, so they're in. And you see the kind of spacings that I've gone for. Probably not ideal spacings, but the best I can do. Now the tiniest little plant at the back there in the corner, we'll see how that gets on through the season. Hopefully it'll be fine. I've also planted the ones at the back, slightly further back, just to give these zucchini plants a little bit more space. And here we are now, the 8th of August, it is today. I've already had about 1 kilo of tomatoes off these, including by far the biggest tomato, which is 240 grams in itself. You can see Teddy is chilling on my knee. It's raining outside, so he's stuck in the polytunnel with me. Anyway, so let's show you these plants and let's harvest some tomatoes. Now I must admit I have neglected these a little bit as far as trimming them back is concerned. And I'm going to do that today because it's raining, stuck in the polytunnel, so I'm going to trim these back. As you can see, we've got lots of ripe tomatoes. These are the beefsteak variety. And these ones here are Crimson Crush. As you can see, I reckon we've got a couple of kilos of tomatoes on there that are ripe now. And we're going to harvest those. Now this plant here got so heavy with fruit, it's fallen over, snapped the stick. So I'm going to tie that back up today. And these squash need trimming back, zucchini, because they have absolutely exploded. As you can see, we've got some nice ripe tomatoes back there too. Now I try and harvest the tomatoes and just try and leave that on. And what you will find is you'll have some tomatoes ripe and others not ready yet on the same vine, so you can't take the whole vine. So just take the nice ripe tomatoes. Some of these we go in a bolognese tonight. Okay, so that's my tomato harvest for today. Got loads on there that are almost ripe, still ripening up. Leave those on to ripen up. I have tomatoes now all through the rest of the season up until October time. In October time we'll take the plants out, any green tomatoes on there will be taken off. I'm going to do another video where I'll show you how to ripen those up and have your own fresh tomatoes going into even into December. If you want to see that, hit subscribe. I will put the video where I trim these tomato plants back. I talked about suckers up here if you want to see that. If you did enjoy that, give us a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Little Teddy's here. Have a good day.